Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture, joined by Phil Chambers from WhatCulture. We are just minutes away from our Royal Rumble live stream. It's one of the best nights of the year, but we're here to bring you some last minute news before that. And unsurprisingly, our first story is last minute changes for the Royal Rumble coming from Vince McMahon. Now, this should come really as no surprise. This happens on TV, let alone premium live events every single week. Of course, sadly, today brought the news of the passing of Vince McMahon's mother, and our condolences go out to the entire McMahon family around that. But that hasn't stopped Vince, who is still making last-minute changes, according to PW Insider's Mike Johnson. A meticulous Vince is the words being used to describe what he's doing. They are changing around
Not
potentially.
the word I'd use.
Potentially changing around the wrestlers that are going to start off the Rumble events and to be in the ring at the end. There's also been recent talk over recent days about including people who are already wrestling on the card. People like Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, one can assume. Also, there has been a push backstage to give Randy Orton a bit of a show in this, seeing as it is in St. Louis. St. Louis?
St. Louis. I think it's Louis.
Always gets me.
Yeah.
It's in Missouri and in his hometown in Missouri. And also on the women's side of things, WWE still kind of bringing things together. Obviously, a lot of speculation over the past few days, particularly today in the news this afternoon, reported by Phil and Gareth about Ronda Rousey's participation. And today has seen a second run through of the Women's Rumble, which I don't like to think about. I like to think it just sort of happens.
Yeah.
But unsurprisingly, Phil, last minute changes are plenty.
Who knew, eh? You book in all this wrestling and then you get to January and you don't know really what you're doing, and then all of a sudden the Royal Rumble's upon you.
Yep.
Like you didn't even know it was coming months and months and months and months ago, and you're going to probably plan for this a little bit in advance, Vince. But yeah, it's not shocking. It happens all the goddamn time with this man. He just changes his mind on a whim, seemingly, and can't just stick to a plan.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of kind of worked slightly in their favour this year, because all I've seen on social media over the past few days, and particularly today, is really can't call these Rumbles.
Yeah.
Now, an element of that is maybe not such a good thing, because there's quite a few people who you'd easily say, well, they're not winning, but not very many stand out, so they should win, or they are on a trajectory to win, you know. But the fact that we're sitting here minutes before the show, and I think the general consensus, I'll get your thoughts in a second, I think the general consensus appears to be probably, if you push me on an answer, as much as my heart would love to see Big E, and we'll talk about him in a minute, win the Men's Rumble, I'd probably pick Brock and Ronda, because, I mean, that's going to get you a lot of attention, and it is some great booking heading towards 2 WrestleMania main events. What would you have to guess? Same?
Yeah, I think, that's pretty much the same. That's where the booking odds are at the minute. They both make sense. If Ronda Rousey rumors are true, you may as well have her come in and win the Rumble and then go on to challenge Becky at Mania. Sasha Banks is the kind of wild card that they've thrown in last minute, but I think the fact that she did come back on SmackDown and not tonight means either A, there's a bigger surprise in store, or B, which is probably Ronda Rousey, let's just face it. And B, that she isn't going to be winning it.
Yes, it's one of those tempering expectations sorts of things. I think the only, because if it's me and I'm booking Big E to win, basically, I'd have the Women's Rumble to main event, because it hasn't main evented for a few years now, and Ronda being potentially, let's say, number 30 would blow the sodding roof off the place. Yeah.
We get more of a weird pointing.
And if you're not having a Brock or Roman win, putting it at the start of the show sort of signifies that, because why would they be in the Rumble if they've not, had their title match? I think if it opens with a title match, you'd go, well, whoever's losing this is going into the Rumble sort of thing, but...
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those things that you kind of may get little clues through it, depending on how the card's laid out throughout the night. But you say your heart's with Big E. Oh, there is a little bit of news about Big E as well. He's angling for a very specific match at WrestleMania, the greatest show of them all. He wants Seth freaking Rollins at that match. He went on an interview with Sebastian Hackel on YouTube, German WWE YouTube thing. And he's basically just crying out for this match. He wants Seth freaking Rollins at the big daddy of the shows.
Yeah.
How they would get to that is another matter, because it's all getting very confusing with the brand split. Big E's now been drafted or is officially on SmackDown. Seth freaking Rollins is a Raw guy, but is like feuding with a SmackDown guy. So I don't know, if Seth somehow beats Roman and then they're both on SmackDown, or if... I don't know. I genuinely don't know how they get there.
I think this is probably, more wishful thinking than Big E than actual revealing of what the booking's going to be like tonight. But there is a straightforward way. Like you say, Big E wins the Rumble.
Yeah.
Seth beats Roman. Roman then has to, do something wild at the Chamber to get his hands on Brock at WrestleMania. Although I don't think the heels should be chasing. It's really easy, this, for me. And because I want Big E to win the Rumble... Because, no offence to Brock Lesnar, but he doesn't need to win a Rumble, does he?
Absolutely not.
I would have really simple booking this. This is my prediction for the entire show. Ronda comes out at number 30 and wins the Women's Royal Rumble. That's the main event.
Easy.
Becky, Charlotte can do whatever she likes in there. Maybe Lita chucks her out and she faces her at WrestleMania if you want to do that. Because I want to see Ronda versus Becky, not Ronda versus Charlotte again, because I've already seen that one. And I'd have the Usos screw Brock. He loses to Bobby Lashley after just... war between the two of them that's like maybe a condensed war, like an 8-minute war, like we had at day one, but just with two people. And then Roman defeats Seth after a good showing. I've pitched it already. It's physically impossible, but goes for the stomp, pushes him in the air, and spears out the sodded shoes when he lands. And then beyond that, I'd have Big E win the Men's Rumble because it feels like you kind of sort of botched him as WWE champion. You went all the way. You went, give him the briefcase. And we'll do this, and it'll do these. He'll have the decent match against Bobby Lashley to sort of certify him as champion. And then, the bloody wheels are going to fall off. We're going to just have him just lose to Roman at Survivor Series. No shenanigans, no nothing. And then circumstances cause him to lose the title at day one. And people kind of feel like you say, with him transitioning back to SmackDown, for the time being at least, it's like, back into the mid-card you go. Give him a Rumble win. Give him a WrestleMania, not main event, sorry. But a WrestleMania title match against Bobby Lashley. Brilliant. Put the title on him there. Yeah. That would be his first singles title win ever at WrestleMania. And then, the main events of the two nights, Ronda and Becky, Brock and Roman. Brock gets to Roman because he kills everyone in the Elimination Chamber, just like they did with Shayna Baszler, who should have won the title when that happened, Phil. I'm sorry to keep going back to it.
She's getting taken out by Aaliyah on SmackDown now.
By the way, why did I not see 317 when that first happened? Yeah. I'm such an idiot.
Classic.
But great to have Sasha Banks back, as you said.
Absolutely. I think with the Big E moving to SmackDown thing as well, they often do this with people, they lower expectations immediately before a big win. They'll have them lose on Raw and SmackDown and then win the title at an event or something like that. They always do this. Move him over to SmackDown, make you think like it's just going to be, the New Day are back and that's going to be their thing, and then thrust him into the spotlight. They like a twist. Yeah, exactly. And I'd have Seth and Kevin Owens take the titles off the Usos, the tag titles at WrestleMania, because you don't need to rush through another. They were friends and now they're not anymore, because you're getting that with Randy and Riddle. Probably. They could be called Free KO.
Imagine also
don't do that.
Seth dressing Kevin Owens.
That would be so good.
The drip god dressing Kevin Owens with his little tie. Brilliant. Anyway, right, the Royal Rumble is fast approaching. We're going to wrap things up here. Let us know your thoughts on the stories, though, in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Me and Phil will be in the small hours discussing all the minute details of the Royal Rumble. And we'll do sort of a Royal Rumble fallout show with myself and the Dadley Boys at the beginning of next week. But join us for our Royal Rumble live stream and let us know your predictions on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there, follow both of us. You can follow Phil Chambers at
Phil My Chambers, and you can follow Adam at
Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE, as I said. But for now, my thanks to Phil Chambers. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the Rumble.
Royal Rumble Day!
And we will see you soon.